Yeah. Okay, so hello friends, this is Sunand from CareersTalk, and today we have Vinay with us. So we already saw his Power Pack Wipro interview, and if you have not seen that video, link is in the description. So please go back and check that video. So Vinay is a seasoned Scrum Master with 10 plus year of total experience with various certifications like SPC, ICP, ACC, PMI, ACP, PMP. And today he's going to share with us his Deloitte interview experience. And one thing which will make this session unique is all the interview questions are from Scaled Agile Framework, friends. So stay with us till the end and please give us a big like if you appreciate our efforts. So welcome Vinay one more time and thanks for your time.
Thank you, Sunam. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity again. It is my pleasure to give back to the community. I'll try my level best to give the answers. What you called caution note. Actual answers may differ here and there, but I'll try my best.
Yeah, definitely. We all know that you will do a great job.
Thank you.
Okay, so can you just give us a brief introduction about yourself, your journey as a Scrum Master?
Sure, sure. So I have around 10.5 years of experience. From past 4 years, I've been working as a Scrum Master in Agile world. Prior to that, I used to work in traditional project management. I used to work as a project manager. So for now I'm handling two Scrum teams. One is according to Tuckman's ladders performing stage. Another team is at the norming stage. So I'm handling two Scrum teams. I'm involved in transforming from traditional project management to the agile project management. So that's little bit about in nutshell.
Okay, good. Okay, so let's start our questions. So, how do you, or what's the difference between an agile and a safe framework? What do you think about that?
Yeah, so this is one of the important questions. So what is agile? Agile is a mindset. Agile is a way of working. As I said, there is a difference between traditional project management and the agile project management. It is called as ability to respond for the changes. It is called as a business agility, capability of business agility, responding to the business agility. Whereas safe, it is a scale framework. So when you want to scale up things, when you want to work on solutions, big solutions, predominantly I belong to the aerospace industry where the applications involve the teams working in 120 members, 150 members, and 200 members. In this kind of environment, you need some scaling framework. That is where the safe comes into the picture, which in our terms we can call it as a scrum teams working for a solution. 10 teams include for example each team has 10 members, 10 teams, 100 of team members working on a particular solution. So when the number of teams are increasing, you need a lot of coordination, a lot of dependency tacklement. So safe here comes into the picture, and it is a perfect framework to implement agile in that kind of context.
Okay, good to know that. Can you elaborate about the four core values of SAFe?
Okay, so as we know, Agile has got three core values, which I remember as a BAT, ATI, adaptability, transparency, and inspection. In safe you need to add one more thing, built-in quality. So I'll tell you the difference between the normal agile core values and safe core values. The only difference is built-in quality. What is built-in quality? The quality has to be built in at every stage of building the application. Maybe at the your team level, when it is integrating at the system level, and when it is so that quality has to be implemented at various stages. There are a lot of best practices like pair programming, systems testing, system integration. All these things comes into the built-in quality. That is the only difference between the core values of agile and the core values of safe.
Okay, good. You have given this acronym, so it will be easy for people to remember.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the next one is what is value stream in SAFe? And just to add, how we can map the value stream, if you can also little bit tell us about that.
Sure, definitely, sure. So basically safe actually comes it will take little bit background of lean as well. Okay, lean manufacturing and lean, you will be constantly hearing lean in the project management. So safe, that brings into the picture. So for any organization or any big application or any feature or program, you need to establish a value stream. What is value stream? The from the point of customer request and from the to the point of customer delivery, what are the processes involved is you need to identify, and those processes is called value stream. For example, I'll take you real world scenario. For example, if you walk into subway, you will be standing in the queue and you will be ordering your sub based on your preferences, veg or non-veg, and then you'll go to next counter, you'll pick up your sauce, you'll pick up your veggies and all those things. Each step you will be identifying what are the who are involved in each step. No, as a customer, I'll be entering at one point of time. I'll be and exiting at the one point of time. What is the duration? What are the tools involved? What are the infrastructure involved? All these things. So this is called as value stream mapping. After identifying the value stream mapping, you will see the what are the bottlenecks, where the waste is happening, where the waiting time is more. So our focus will be there to improve the cycle time. So what is the cycle time? The amount of time taken between the order and the deliver. That is called the what you call lead time. I'm sorry about cycle time. Cycle time is between the each stage. Okay. So you will try to improvise the lead time, try to improvise the cycle time. So in safe, once you establish the value stream, it is not only about one team developing the software. It will involve the vendors. It will involve the other parties, third parties who are doing what you call service to us, everything. So in safe, after identifying the value stream, the agile release train will be established, which is called as ART. So in that ART, there will be teams working on the one solution. So that is what the value stream. I hope I covered with the real time example as you requested.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. Vinay. Okay. So the next question is about RTE. So what's the role of RTE and how the Scrum Master is associated with RTE?
Okay. So as I said, in SAFE, you will be having a multiple teams. For example, in each ART, in each Agile release train, there will be 8 to 10 teams. Okay. For example, if you take a 10 teams of each team is for 100 members. For each team, you have a Scrum Master. For example, 10 teams, 10 Scrum Masters. Okay. There should be someone who is handling the coordination between these scrum masters and the, again you have 10 product owners, a product manager will be there. So there should be one person who is capable of handling these team members. He is called as the release train engineer, which in our language we can call as a chief scrum masters. He'll be responsible for the scrum of scrum meetings. He'll be tracking the dependencies overall program wise. He'll be coordinating and communicating with the important stakeholders like business executives and everybody. He'll be keeping an eye on overall deadlines. He'll be keeping on integration, how integration is going on. He will be tackling the dependencies at the program level. So it's basically a, chief scrum master, wherein they meet weekly twice, especially with the scrum masters. In the scrum masters meeting, typically as our scrum masters, we will discuss the dependencies with the other teams, and other team will respond, okay, we will be completing particular user story at this time. After that you can start your user story based on the dependency. So all these thing coordinating and tackling the meetings and all those things taken take care by the RT.
Okay, so I just want to add one thing over here. Just want to add small thing over here. So one thing is art is also somewhere responsible for budgeting for the value streams. So let's say at your value stream level, if you want to do some sort of training or you want any kind of thing, and so a couple of project budget also that will also fall under purview of RT. And other thing which I think you already mentioned about the risk mitigation and contingency plan, because he has the overall view of the complete program or value. So he will interacting with different scrum masters on, as you mentioned, weekly basis. just to get an understanding what is happening on the ground. And then he has to, because he has to also map all those things with the program level. So risk mitigation and contingency is again a one responsibility, along with budgeting also. In some cases, budget is also is there in the hand of RT. So just want to add, just want to
Yeah, yeah.
suffice.
And one more point, you rightly remembered me. I add one more important role for the RTE. Here in the SAFE, you have a called as a ceremony called as a PA planning, which is called as the heart of the SAFE. He will be facilitating that event. It is a big event, 2 days event. That will be facilitated by the RTE.
Yeah, we will cover PI planning in detail in next question.
Yeah,
So just
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So
Nah.
okay. So next question is about IP planning. So before we jump into the PI planning, so can you tell us about what is innovation and planning IP iteration in SAFe?
So basically, as I said, BA planning typically takes to 8 to 10 weeks. Okay. For example, if you take based on the context, based on the organization, they'll go. Some teams will go with 8. Some teams will go with 10. Predominantly, they go with 10. So in that 10, 5 sprints will be there. Each sprint 2 weeks. So typically, first 4 weeks for the development of the features, and the last week is for the IP innovation and inspection and plan, adaptation. Okay, innovation, buffer for spillovers. Any risk we came in the current sprints. Obviously, they will be moved to the respective. Since we cannot handle in the current sprint, they will be parking it for the IP, and also so for the upcoming PI planning, you can do pre-PI planning. Program level features been grooming. Are they ready for the next? So it is kind of a all-in-one tunnel wherein you will tackle risk, buffer for spillovers, and for the innovation. In SAFE, there is a dedicated time for the innovation. Okay, so in this sprint, at least in IP sprint, at least couple of days will be focused on the innovation, how we can improve the value to the customer. So it is an all-in-one tunnel wherein we will tackle multiple things, which is very important because obviously we have spillovers. Obviously we have some extra bugs are coming, more bugs are coming. Team is it needs some training or something like that. Some root cause analysis has to be done. All these things can be taken care in the IP.
Correct, correct. Yeah, rightly said. Okay. And do you know like what is iteration review in SAFe?
Okay. So generally, we can relate the iteration review in our normal team level Scrum to the system level review. So wherein multiple teams uh, working on solution, especially in the particular agile release train, all teams will come together, and they will give you the demo together at the iteration level. Okay, it's not that only one Scrum team is giving their demo to their product owner. It is not that. It is the next level to that, wherein all teams will come, because on one big feature, multiple teams will be working. Okay, so at that time there is a system level demo is required. So that is where the iteration review in SAFe, as where all teams will come together and they will give the demo to the respective stakeholders.
Okay, rightly said. Okay, so the next question is a little tricky. So what's the difference between a user stories and a enabler stories?
Yeah, yeah. So basically, we all know that now a feature is break down into the user stories, which will directly deliver value to the customer. And you know that user story has to meet certain criteria. It has to be no invest criteria. It has to be met Moscow to prioritization. It has to be triple C card confirmation, format, all those things. Whereas enabler is used to it will give indirect value to the customer. It will not deliver value directly to the customer. They are be useful in actual working of the user story. For example, if you are doing a spike or any technical spike, these enablers comes to this picture, which will not deliver value directly to the customer, but they are important to deliver the actual user stories to the feature and then feature to the customer. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And did you heard about this term tipping point?
Okay. Yeah, yeah. So in safe, no, see, the safe is not what you call that easy to implement in any organization. Okay, SAFe is meant for the big enterprises, and SAFe is required when the team is working on large solutions. Okay, for that, any organization or any enterprise, it has to realize at what point we need to implement SAFe, and is it really required safe implementation, because safe implementation is not a small task, it is very costly affair. You need safe program consultants, you need RTs, you need obviously scrum masters, and a lot of cost is involved. So for that, a team has to reach a tipping point, wherein tipping point is called as a burning platform or a leadership vision. So there are two ways to implement SAFe in any organization, any big organization. One is a burning platform, wherein as an organization we are not able to provide customer on time and with the qualities, because it is big, and every time it is the project is getting delayed, and we are delivering with the defects, the large. So for example, if you take a plane, it is not a small product. You need every time you're you're not meeting the deadlines and the quality is not meeting. So that is where the vacuum for implementation for this safe, that is called as a burning platform. And other side, leadership is a vision that, okay, we are, since we are developing big solutions, we want to be a market rulers. So we want to since the market in the market, some companies are using safe, and they are giving, especially our competitors, they are meeting the expectations, and they are able to deliver the product very soon. So that is the leadership vision. So this is called as a tipping point, wherein an organization can come to a conclusion, yes, because of this we want to implement the safe. It is like conclusive evidence to implement safe, in my words.
Great, great, great to know. Yeah. Okay. And you heard this term release on demand. What does that mean?
Yeah. So basically, in SAFe, you have continuous delivery, continuous integration, continuous exploration. Because, for example, if you take one what you call Amazon Prime or Netflix, they need to update their content on daily basis. Like, new movies coming, they want to update their content on daily basis. And some enterprises or some applications, they need update on monthly, and some they need on the weekly. So based on the customer's demand, we should develop that ability to deliver based on his demand. That is called as release on demand. Okay, you so in some cases, when there is a monthly deployment is there, you cannot prepare for weekly, and you make you cannot put stress on the team. Okay. Similarly, in case of Netflix and Amazon Prime, there is team has to be in toes on every day. So basically, based on the customer's demand, we should be able to deploy the solution. That is called as a release and demand, as per my understanding.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure like a lot of CI/CD, all this pipeline will going to help it,
Yes,
because
yes,
without that it's difficult to
difficult.
you know to
Yeah.
come to this, yeah,
And
stage.
there is a cycle for that: continuous
Yeah.
exploration, continuous integration, continuous deployment, and release on demand. That is how the structure.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So the last and the important one, what is product increment in SAFe? You have to
Uh,
elaborate it in detail.
yeah. So
It's
basically,
okay if you can tell us what will going to happen in 2 days. I am perfectly okay with that.
yeah, no problem. Because yeah, it is basically called as PA planning, which is called as a heart of the safe or heart of the scaled agile framework. No, it is a program increment, okay, planning, which happens for 2 days. Okay, which as I said, under the leadership of a release train engineer, this event happens. Okay, basically these 2 days activity will set the tone for the next PI. Okay, next 10 weeks course. So on the day one in the first session, business leaders like chief technology officer or somebody from the high level business, they'll come and they will tell us what will be going to do as a team of 10 teams. For example, if you take 100 developers are there, as a team what we are going to develop. On the business perspective, he will tell what the customers are expecting. So we will set the business context in the first session. And next, the product owner will comes into the picture, product manager. I'm sorry about product owner. At the systems level, at the program level, we have a product manager. Product manager will come with the top 10 features required for that particular application or solution. Okay, he will tell across the flow. This is what we picked top 10 features based on the our requirement analysis. This is what we derive. Product owner communicates the top 10 features. Next, the chief architecture for that solution will comes into the picture. He will discuss the best practices, what are the technology we are going to use to develop this solution, and he will give his input in his session. So there is a dedication session for everybody. And then the RTE will comes into the picture. He will set a planning context required for the respective teams. Like we have 10 teams. These 10 teams has to come up with the plan for the next 4 sprints, leaving the IP sprint. Okay. After setting that planning context by RTE, teams will go individual breakout rooms. Okay. In physical environment, team will have each table. Scrum master will be there, product owner will be there, lead will be there, own architecture will be there. The development team, they'll sit and they'll discuss among these 10 features what we can take into our bucket to like program backlog to the team backlog. They will discuss. And at the end of this session, their session, they'll come up with the draft plan of what they want to tackle in the next 4 sprints. Okay, and again that will be tell to the all the respective stakeholders in the main room. They'll come, they'll prepare their plan and they'll present their plan into the main room. Here as a scrum master, we will be telling, yes, as a team we have picked the respective features and respective user stories. We'll be working on this no this thing. In that meeting, the business people and the product people, everybody will review our plan. Okay, at the end of the session, the review will happen our on plan, and we will come up with some modifications because we have dependencies with the team. Okay, which one should first develop, which one should tackle at the respective time. And these business people will give us suggestions on little modifications, little addition, little deletion, little whatever their suggestions. That's how your typical day one of PI planning completes. Okay, the business people will review your plan, and that will and they give you the feedback. On the next day, on the day two, on the beginning of the day two, teams will again go to the breakout rooms and they will reevaluate their plan and they revisit and they reconfirm based on the input feedback got from the business leaders, and they will modify the plan and they'll come back to the main room and they'll present the what you call final plan. Okay, after teams got with their final plan, now they will talk about their uh, what you call program risks. What are the program risks? What if particular dependency is not tackled in that particular time frame? What will happen? What will the impact we have? What is our strategy? Is there any are we going to accept it? Are we going to transfer? Are we going to have a contingency plan or risk mitigation plan or whatever it may be? And they will be discussing again whole as a program level. And after that session, they will go for vote of fist of five voting. They'll be taking voting from across the floor, and one is least and five is good. So based on that, they will be taking their votes. If the votes are equal to or greater than three, we can go ahead with the whatever the planning happened. If it is less than two or equal to two, again they will be discussing who has got given that rating. They will be telling their concerns and they will be revisiting. Everybody will be talking their what is required to modify and all those things. Based on that, if they get 2 rating or equal to 2 rating, then the remodification of plan will happen. This will happen only two or less than 2. If it's 3, then they will be having retrospective of what 2 days has been done, retrospective what went well. Again, typical how we tackle our team's retrospective. In the programming manual regarding the 2 days PA planning, the retrospective will happen. Based on that, everybody have the actions to tackle again. That's how typically 2 days of PA planning is done in the physical environment. Now, since we are in a distributed world because of the COVID, these 2 days, whatever I have said, it is not possible because of the various reasons. Because of the virtual world, tools dependency, connectivity, and everything, time zones, everything. And that is been split into 3 days in the distributed environment in the virtual world. So, yeah. Hope I covered the maximum.
Yes, you have
My
covered everything. You have covered all the points very precisely. Just one small point. Just want to add because there are a lot of people who is going to watch this video, right?
sure.
So when our, as you mentioned that CTO or product manager will come, right? So they normally start with what they have done in the previous product increment. So generally they will show some kind of figures in terms of how we are progressing, and they have few indicators. For example, they will use like red amber rag indicators and all those things, and they will also show what is our competitors are doing. So because here we are talking about the product as a whole, right? So what product, the value which we are going to get, because this is going to be happen in future, right? So the very
Correct.
first thing is why we are creating this product. That why thing they will obviously going to tell you in that session. That's very important, because developers should know like why they are creating this.
Hmm.
How is different, that you guys techie guys will obviously going to figure it out, right? So that's the important thing which I feel I have to add over here. And the other important thing is regarding the dependencies and the risk which you talk about. So it's very important sometimes what happens that we are so focused on our own work that we forget that there is a dependency on other. And obviously there have to be there. I have not seen any team without a dependency. Sometimes you are just taking input, some upstream is there or some downstream system is there, or something will be there. You are getting some feed from some other system or something like that, right?
True.
And your work or their work will be depend on you. So this is the right time to raise the red flag now only, that whether you are going to finish it on this time or not, because maybe your product owner priorities are different. Maybe for them that particular work is on the third or fourth priority, right? But for the other
Correct.
time it's a first. So this
Yeah.
is the time when these people will communicate with each other. They will
Hmm.
show,
Hmm.
no, they will indicate if they are the risk. They will discuss all these risks, and there are chances that you might not come up with that contingency plan right away. So then they have a follow-up meetings later on, and there where the role of RT came into picture, because he's the guy who will communicate with all those things with all these scrum master or the product managers or the product owners per se, right? So that's the reason he play a key important role in all this.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, so that's a small thing I just want to add.
Yeah, definitely. Whatever you said, it is 100% correct. And I just wanted to add one more point. This peer planning and this agile release train helps these multiple Scrum teams on cadence. Okay, there is no difference. Cadence and synchronization is more important because since, as you said, there is dependencies. You have to be inclined. As I said, our agile core values alignment. Okay, one is one of the core values. That alignment happens in peer planning because everybody is on the same floor, everybody is hearing the same information. Any differences they'll be clearing it on the spot itself rather than you send some email and understand through documents or everything. So every that collaboration and communication and alignment happens in this PA plan. That's why it is called as a heart of the safe, the scaled agile framework. It is called as a heart. Yeah.
So one last point, because it's coming in my mind, I want to add. The important point over here is what I have seen, especially the people at, I would not use this word offshore, but yeah, people who are not at the client side. So some of the time I have seen they're not asking questions, and that's very dangerous, honestly, for everyone. So as a scrum master, we should encourage our team members, okay, to ask questions. It's good because sometimes they feel like, they are just a developer, and these people like CTO, so they normally, you understand, right? They just
Correct, correct,
feel like, so there where the role of scrum master came into existence. You give that confidence that, okay, if you have any query, either you ask or you can tell me, I will ask on your behalf. But if there is something which is going on in your mind, right, it has to be clear.
yes,
So there are multiple after every presentation. So when you say, right, product manager will come, so and there are various stakeholders will come, so all the different value stream member, their owners will come basically, and
yes,
they will give some 15 minutes presentation. So
correct,
let's say we have four value streams, so four value stream owner will come and they will give the presentation. So you should ask question, okay, why we are happening, or we have done so far this much, how this will going to connect with this. So all this question will definitely going to help not only you, other teams.
correct.
So as a scrum master, we should always encourage our team to ask questions. So
Correct.
yeah, that's the one thing.
True, 100% I agree. Because, as you rightly said, team members will go to shelves when we see bigger audience and bigger platform. But as a scrum master, it's our responsibility to clear out of their fear inside them and bring out these questions. As you rightly said, these questions are very much valid to other teams as well. Okay, it may be good or bad. Though that same question might have to other team members. So yeah, absolutely correct. Yeah, that is one of the key role as a scrum master. Yeah.
So these are the small entry patterns which I have seen when I am sitting at a client side over here, and when
Uh,
I am working as a RT or with along with the different RTs. So I just
mm,
want to share that. So okay,
Agreed, 100%.
okay. So yeah, great, Vinay. It was I think a really a wonderful session, and I will definitely going to have a third session with you in future. I don't know when, but definitely. And maybe you can take one session on distributed agile way of working, because you already have I think a great experience in all those different agile way of working. So
Sure, sure. Always, I'm indebted to the CareersTalk and yours community because, as I said in my previous interview, also, I gained a lot of from your videos and all those things. I just wanted to give back to the community. That gives immense satisfaction. I can sense what you're enjoying by others, getting their offers. Yeah, that is a good feeling.
it's a
And thanks
wonderful
again.
honestly, like it's a wonderful feeling. I never thought, but then people are getting a lot of benefit. They're messaging me, and it was really a good, wonderful feeling that at least you are contributing to
Correct.
someone's life, right? So that's a great feeling. Now, obviously, with this video, also you are also going to contribute someone's life, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So great, good. Thanks
Thank
a
you,
lot,
Sunan.
Vinay. Thanks one more
Thank you,
time.
Sunan. Thank you, Sunan. Thanks for the opportunity and
Yeah,
keep doing.
yeah,
I'll do my best, whatever way I can help you. Yeah. Thank you very
definitely.
much.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye.